See, the biggest pores in the whole of your body are in the soles of your feet. And anything that touches the soles of the feet, the body will absorb.
How often do you think about your feet? If you're like most people, probably not much unless they start hurting. Yet our feet are crucial for more than just walking. They affect our overall health in ways we might not expect. In this video, you'll look closely at why foot health is so important. We'll see how it connects to our general well-being. Let's see the connection between foot health and systemic conditions. Diabetes and feet. If you've got diabetes, taking good care of your feet is super important. Diabetes can mess up the nerves in your feet called peripheral neuropathy. This makes it tough to feel if you've got cuts or sores down there. These kinds of injuries can get real bad real fast if you don't catch them early. Like infections and stuff, and doing regular checks of your feet can help you spot problems before they spiral. How often do you actually look at your feet? Checking them daily can make a big difference, and that ain't hard. Just take a peek for cuts, blisters, or swelling. Catching issues early keeps little things from turning into huge deals. Impact on arthritis. Arthritis hurts a crap ton of people across the world, usually jacking up the joints down in their feet. When your joints scream every time you take a step, it blows. Things like supportive kicks and custom inserts can take some pressure off by balancing your weight better so your joints chill out. Have you given some special shoes or insoles a shot? People say they make moving around way less miserable. You might not even need fancy stuff. Sometimes just different shoes can take the edge off for day-to-day stuff. Link to heart health. Sometimes our feet try to tell us things about the rest of our health. If our feet feel cold or numb more than normal, it could mean that blood isn't circulating properly down there and that poor circulation might come from blocked arteries in the legs, also called peripheral artery disease or PAD. And PAD is connected to heart disease too. So cold, painful, hard to walk on feet could give an early warning about problems with our heart and arteries. It's smart to keep an eye on how our feet feel. If they seem off, talking to the doc about it could help catch and treat circulation issues before they turn serious. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, after all. Now let's see the impact of foot health on quality of life. Weight management. Managing your weight is also super important when dealing with painful feet. It's totally understandable to avoid working out when your feet are killing you all the time. But skipping out on exercise can make you put on some extra pounds, unfortunately. And gaining weight just dumps even more pressure on your poor footsies with every step. It turns into this crappy, vicious cycle of foot pain and weight gain. But here's a little glimmer of hope. Losing some weight can actually make your feet feel better because when you weigh less, your feet don't have to work as hard to carry you around. Mental health. Dealing with chronic foot problems isn't just about the physical pain, which is bad enough on its own. It can really do a number on your mental health too. When you're constantly in pain every single day, it wears you down and makes you feel hopeless and frustrated all the time. I'm sure you've noticed how when your feet are killing you, it puts you in a bad mood for the whole day. There's a real connection there between foot pain and emotional health, and this matters because it can so easily become a vicious cycle. Pain leads to sadness and anxiety, which just makes the pain feel even worse. A lot of people with chronic foot issues end up withdrawing from social stuff and staying home more. They skip working out or going to events because their feet hurt too much. But this isolation just makes the anxiety and depression worse. It's rough. The foot pain limits your whole life. Every step reminds you of what you can't do. The human mind and body are connected. Chronic physical pain manifests itself mentally and emotionally too. Mobility and independence. Here's something interesting. Did you know that if your feet aren't healthy, it can actually mess with your whole quality of life? There was this study they did in Riyadh where they found that people who had issues with their feet were way more likely to say their daily life wasn't as good. And that makes sense if you think about it, because your feet are what let you move around and get places. So if your feet hurt or you can't walk right, suddenly a bunch of normal stuff becomes a huge challenge. Getting from point A to point B turns into this big ordeal that wears you out. Your world sort of shrinks down when walking gets hard, and that lack of mobility does more than just limit you physically. It can take away some of your independence too, and I mean, if you have to depend on other people to help get you places, that's got to feel crappy. These are the strategies for maintaining foot health. Regular foot care. Taking good care of your feet is so important, I feel like we don't talk about it enough. But if you have diabetes or something, checking your feet and keeping them healthy is crucial. It only takes a few minutes each day to just give your feet a quick peek and make sure everything looks all right, and dry, cracked skin don't look cute on nobody's feet, so moisturizing daily helps avoid that. Only thing is, don't put lotion between your toes because that area can get fungus real quick if it's too moist. True story. Oh, and when you trim your toenails, cut straight across, not rounded at the edges or anything.
The straight cut helps avoid those painful ingrown situations. Simple stuff to keep your feet looking and feeling good. It's easy to forget about foot care, but just take a few minutes each day.
Appropriate footwear. Finding the perfect pair of shoes can be tricky business. You got to make sure they really fit your feet good and feel nice when you walk around. Can't be too tight or too loose neither, and if you got problem feet with high arches or flat feet or whatnot, you probably need some specially made shoes and inserts and stuff to help out. Makes a big difference for some folks. Ever tried them orthotic insert thingies? Heard those can realign your feet, which sounds both weird and neat. Basically, shoes got to treat your feet right. Professional care and checkups. Taking care of our feet is so important. They carry us through life, so we got to make sure to give them some TLC. Seeing a foot doctor regularly can go a long way. They'll catch any problems early and help keep us on our feet, and I try to visit my podiatrist at least once a year. More if I've got issues going on. It's all connected, right? Our mobility, independence, mood, it starts from the ground up. When we keep our feet healthy, we're stepping towards a better life all around. Makes me think, is it worth spending a little time each day on foot care? I mean, they do so much for us. Maybe it's time I start being good to my feet, too. The critical role of feet in overall health. Support and mobility. Our feet are so important for pretty much everything we do daily. If we're walking, jogging, standing, whatever. Our feet keep us upright and moving, and they handle our body weight and enable mobility. Even a little foot discomfort can change how we walk and lead to knee, hip, or back problems. It's wild how much impact issues with our feet can have up the chain. I twisted my ankle last year, and it was amazing how much harder everything was while it healed. Couldn't walk right, stand for long periods, exercise the same way. Complex structures. Our feet are complex structures with 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments in each one. This intricate design allows us to balance and walk on all kinds of surfaces. The feet automatically adjust as we move to keep us steady. When our feet are healthy, they provide stability and support. As we age, though, foot problems can lead to clumsiness or unsteadiness. The complex structures don't adjust as well, and we may feel off balance. So it's important to pay attention to foot health, especially as we get older, and take some time to check in with yourself. How stable and grounded do you feel on your feet lately? If you've noticed any changes, it may be time to get your feet checked out. Healthy feet are crucial for maintaining mobility and independence.